Imagine what would happen if the half-hearted heroes, the anti-heroes of Thunderbolts, found themselves in the Hunger Game. Those who typically act for money or personal grudges now must fight to secure their very survival. The battle for survival at the start of the Thunderbolts film might not be enough. So I've decided to take you into the deadly arena to find out together who will be the last one standing. Can they defeat other opponents? And who will emerge as the final survivors? Picture the Thunderbolts. Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier, Yelena Belova, Black Widow, Ghost, Ava Starr, Taskmaster, Antonia Dreykov, and Red Guardian. Alexei Shostakov, plucked from the MCU's Thunderbolts set for release in 2025, and thrust into the 74th Hunger Games, the iconic arena of Katniss Everdeen's debut in the Hunger Games 2012. This arena, with its forests, tracker-jacker nests, and capital-controlled hazards, tests not only strength, but also cunning, alliances, and moral resolve. Each Thunderbolt's unique skills, shaped by their grueling missions and training in the MCU, align with the survivalist ethos of Panem's tributes, making them ideal yet conflicted players in this deadly game. Let's explore how they face the arena's challenges, why they fit the Hunger Games world, and how their actions reimagine key moments from the films. Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, steps into the arena with super soldier strength and a haunted past, making him a mirror to Katniss's resilience and trauma. In Captain America, the Winter Soldier, 2014. Bucky's redemption from Hydra's brainwashing showcases his grit, much like Katniss's defiance of the Capitol. In the 74th Hunger Games, Bucky's vibranium arm and combat training would make him a career-level threat, dominating the cornucopia bloodbath. He would seize weapons, perhaps a metal bow like Katniss's, using his sharpshooting from Civil War 2016 to take down tributes like Cato. However, this seems less likely, as it would suit Hawkeye better. For someone with strong, close combat skills like Bucky, combined with his past as an assassin, the Winter Soldier would likely find a hiding spot and seize opportunities for close-quarters combat to eliminate his opponents. Yet, Bucky's guilt, seen in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier 2021, would drive him to avoid unnecessary violence, forming a reluctant alliance with younger tributes like Rue. When tracker-jackers swarm, Bucky's tactical mind, honed against Hydra, would guide his allies to safety, using his arm to shield them, unlike Katniss's tree-cutting gambit. Facing the Capitol's mutts, he would fight with Steve Rogers like ferocity, but his empathy would compel him to protect others, risking his life. Bucky fits the Hunger Games because his redemption arc parallels Katniss's moral struggle, turning the arena into a battle for atonement, not just survival. His survival odds are rated 9 out of 10. Yelena Belova, the sharp-witted Black Widow, navigates the arena with espionage skills, her fit akin to Foxface's cunning. In Black Widow 2021, Yelena's humor and lethality shine, much like a tribute who outsmarts rather than overpowers. In the arena, Yelena's agility, seen dodging Taskmaster's strikes, would allow her to slip through the cornucopia chaos. A close combat weapon like a knife would likely be essential for her. And then she vanishes into the forest. Her Red Room training would make her a master of stealth, scavenging like Foxface but with deadly precision. When forming alliances, Yelena's charm, used to manipulate in Black Widow, would win over tributes like Peeta, and she would easily create a perfect facade while cunningly plotting a solo victory. Facing the Capitol's firewall, she would use her spy instincts to predict its path. Combined with the skills learned in the Red Room, she could adeptly extract information from other opponents and easily secure victory. Unlike Katniss's desperate climb, she would likely set traps to deter pursuers. Her moral conflict, seen questioning her past, would surface when betraying allies, mirroring Katniss's guilt over Rue. Yelena's fit lies in her deceptive prowess, reimagining the Hunger Games as a chessboard where every move is calculated. Her survival odds are rated 8 out of 10, as stronger opponents still await her. Ghost, Ava Starr, brings her phasing powers to the arena, her intangibility making her a wild card like no tribute before. In Ant-Man and the Wasp 2018, Ava's desperation for survival echoes the tribute's fight-or-die mentality. Her ability to phase through objects would render her untouchable at the cornucopia, slipping past careers to steal supplies, unlike Katniss's sprint. Moreover, this ability could help her escape from unexpected dangerous situations. However, her quantum instability could be a weakness, making her vulnerable in the arena. Still, in the forest, Ava's ghostly movements would evade tracker jackers, phasing through trees to escape, a stark contrast to Katniss's stung retreat. Her quantum instability, requiring energy to stabilize, mirrors the tribute's hunger, pushing her to raid others' stashes covertly. Ava's loner nature, shaped by S.H.I.E.L.D.'s betrayal, would keep her from alliances, but her empathy, shown sparing Scott Lang, might lead her to save a tribute like Thresh, complicating her survival. Facing Mutts, her phasing would dodge attacks, but her weakening condition would force a desperate stand, akin to Katniss's final bow shot. Ava fits the Hunger Games because her elusive powers and inner conflict echo the arena's relentless pressure, turning her story into one of survival against both foes and self. Her survival odds are rated 8.5 out of 10. Taskmaster, Antonia Dreykov, enters with her photographic reflexes, mimicking any tribute's skills, making her a deadlier version of a career like Clove. In Black Widow, Antonia's tragic past under Dreykov's control parallels the Capitol's manipulation of tributes. At the cornucopia, she would mimic Katniss's archery or Kato's swordplay, outmatching rivals with their own moves, her shield a nod to her MCU combat. In the forest, her ability to copy survival tactics, like Peeta's camouflage, would make her a chameleon, blending into the arena. Unlike Katniss, who relies on instinct, Antonia's calculated mimicry would counter tracker jackers by copying another tribute's evasion, perhaps climbing with Glimmer's agility. Her struggle for freedom, seen breaking Dreykov's control, would clash with the game's brutality, leading her to spare weaker tributes, mirroring Katniss's mercy. Facing the Capitol's traps, she would adapt instantly, turning firewalls into opportunities to ambush. Antonia's fit lies in her adaptability, reimagining the games as a mirror reflecting every tribute's strengths back at them. Her survival odds are rated 8.5 out of 10. Red Guardian, Alexei Shostakov, storms the arena with brute strength and bravado, his larger-than-life persona akin to a boastful career like Marvelous. In Black Widow, Alexei's Soviet super soldier past and need for glory echo the tribute's drive for victory. At the cornucopia, his strength, seen smashing Red Room guards, would clear a path, grabbing heavy weapons like a mace. In the forest, Alexei's resilience would shrug off tracker-jacker stings, charging through like a bull, unlike Katniss's calculated retreat. His charisma, used to rally his team, would form a volatile alliance with careers, only to unravel due to his ego, mirroring Peeta's strained partnerships. Facing Mutts, Alexei's raw power would rival Kato's, but his heart, shown protecting Yelena, would drive him to shield allies, risking death. His sidekick, a bear-like creature, reflects his might. Alexei fits the Hunger Games because his bravado and flaws mirror the arena's demand for spectacle, turning his story into a tragic quest for redemption. His survival odds are rated 7.5 out of 10. Now, let's reimagine the key moments of the 74th Hunger Games with the Thunderbolts. The cornucopia bloodbath becomes a chaotic clash. Bucky's vibranium arm crushes opponents, Yelena slips through with knives, Ghost phases to steal supplies, Antonia mimics every move, and Alexei fights with his bare fists. Unlike Katniss's desperate grab, their combined skills secure a stockpile, but mistrust fractures their group, echoing the early conflicts in Avengers 2012. The tracker-jacker scene transforms as Yelena's stealth and Ghost's phasing evade the swarm, while Bucky shields Rue-like tributes and Antonia copies their escape. Alexei charges through, stung but unyielding, while Val predicts the nest's location, manipulating others to trigger it. The final Mutt attack becomes a brutal showdown. Bucky fights like Katniss, protecting allies. Yelena traps Mutts with Black Widow precision. Ghost phases to safety. Antonia mimics their defenses. Alexei wrestles beasts, and Val orchestrates a distraction, ensuring survival. Their victory, like Katniss and Peeta's Berry Gambit, defies the Capitol. Bucky and Yelena share a final stand, refusing to kill each other, forcing a dual victor outcome, mirroring Thunderbolts' theme of flawed heroes uniting. Why do the Thunderbolts fit the Hunger Games? Bucky's redemption mirrors Katniss's defiance, his strength tempered by guilt. Yelena's cunning aligns with Foxface's survival, her humor masking pain. Ghost's intangibility echoes the arena's elusiveness, her desperation driving her. Antonia's mimicry reflects the game's adaptability, her freedom quest adding depth. Alexei's bravado suits the Capitol's spectacle, his heart grounding him. Val's manipulation mirrors the game makers, her schemes reshaping the arena. Each Thunderbolts MCU arc, Bucky's atonement, Yelena's wit, Ghost's survival, Antonia's liberation, Alexei's glory, Val's control amplifies the game's stakes, blending anti-hero grit with dystopian survival. Thematically, this crossover thrives. The Thunderbolts' moral ambiguity, seen in their Black Widow and Falcon arcs, echoes the Hunger Games' exploration of sacrifice, like Katniss's volunteer moment. Their teamwork, hinted in Thunderbolts' trailer, mirrors the tribute's uneasy alliances, like Katniss and Peeta's. Visually, the MCU's gritty CGI, like Avengers' New York battle, could blend with Hunger Games' lush arenas, turning Mutt attacks into spectral showdowns. A score akin to James Newton Howard's could elevate their fights with haunting melodies like The Hanging Tree. Commercially, this could rival Dune's $434 million, tapping the MCU's $25.6 billion and Hunger Games' $295 billion, with ex-posts craving bold crossovers. Challenges include balancing tones. The Thunderbolts' darker arcs, like Bucky's trauma or Ghost's pain, must soften for Hunger Games' young audience, akin to Peeta's tortured optimism. Val's amorality could echo Snow's, but with redemptive hints, like Effie's growth. The arena's intensity must match the MCU's grit, without losing the game's moral core. Cultural resonance, inspired by Dune's diversity, could enrich Bucky's war-torn backstory or Yelena's Slavic roots, broadening appeal. Thunderbolts in the Hunger Games weave redemption with survival, their anti-hero grit clashing with Panem's brutal spectacle. Bucky's shield, Yelena's traps, Ghost's phasing, Antonia's mimicry, Alexei's might, and Val's schemes reimagine the arena as a battle of flaws and heroism. What if they faced the Quarter Quell's clock arena from Catching Fire 2013? Could Thanos as a capital tyrant wield Game Maker-like power? Might the Infinity Stones become arena traps, echoing Dune's spice? Share your vision. Which Thunderbolt faces which tribute? What traps or alliances define their next games? Drop your ideas below, propose a new villain, or cast another MCU team in Panem. Let's craft the next chapter of this thrilling crossover.